comes to women's rights with respect to their reproduction, I think you should leave it to women. Nobody likes abortion, okay? But you can't tell somebody what to do. I mean, she has rights over this, especially if she doesn't like the guy that got her pregnant, especially if she were raped and all this.
Roughly 121 million unintended pregnancies occurred each year between 2015 and 2019.
About 42 million women with unintended pregnancies choose abortion. In nearly half of these procedures, 20 million are unsafe.
What is abortion? Abortion is a procedure to end a pregnancy, either by a medication or a surgical procedure.
According to Planned Parenthood, about 1 in every 4 women in the United States will have an abortion by the time they are 45 years old.
People get abortions because they either no longer want to be pregnant, pregnancy is life-threatening to them, or the fetus has a severe medical condition.
There are two sides to the argument, pro-choice and pro-life. What is pro-choice? In the political world, pro-choice is a liberal stance for women being able to get an abortion if they want to. This view is taken by many liberals, especially women, favoring little government involvement in abortions. Here are some examples of people who are pro-choice.
What do you think the government's involvement should be with abortion?
I think that they should listen to all these people that come to these rallies, and it's not men's choice to have women get an abortion whether they want it or not, because it's not going to get rid of abortion, it's just going to get rid of safe abortion.
Perfect, thank you. Why as a man do you support abortion?
Well, abortion is a human right, and it's not a right that the government should make. It's a personal choice that everybody should have. And it's just a basic human right. So I feel like everybody should have the right to it if they need it, and it should be accessible and safe.
Thank you. What do you think the government's role should be in abortion? Funding it? Perfect, thank you. Slay. What do you think the government's role should be in abortion?
The government's role should be supporting women and not taking away their rights, their reproductive rights, their fundamental rights, their just their control to their own reproduction, because it's an unbalanced thing with men and women, because men have all the rights that they can get, but women do not.
I completely agree with her point. I think women should be supported no matter what and make that choice if they want to have a child or not. It shouldn't be up to the opposite sex.
Yes, I agree, of course, and I believe all women should have the choice no matter what they believe in. If you don't support abortion, that's not up to you. It's all up to the woman's choice if they want it or not.
Thank you.
Those were some examples of pro-choice. Now we will look at some examples of pro-life. Pro-life is more of a conservative stance taken by Republicans and conservatives, and it's the idea that the government should regulate the amount of abortions in America.
Job should be with abortion. How do you think they should influence or anything?
Yeah, the federal government has one job, and that is to provide for the infrastructure of the country, to provide military support, to provide for the pursuit of happiness in the land. And so they shouldn't have made a ruling legalizing abortion, because they don't have a right to make that ruling. So to overturn that's the right thing to do. And what is their role? Their role should be to criminalize it, because abortion is murder. It kills a baby.
Now let's talk public policy. In 1973, the Supreme Court made abortion legal in every state with its decision in Roe v. Wade. The court ruled that the Constitution of the United States protects a pregnant woman's liberty to choose to have an abortion without excessive government restrictions. But in 1992, Casey versus Planned Parenthood made it legal for states to regulate abortions in the first trimester. It altered the standard for analyzing restrictions on that right, crafting the undue burden standard for abortion restrictions.
As you can see, these are protest pictures from the first Roe v. Wade case back in the 70s. Now we switch to protest pictures from now, showing that protests are still happening for the same issues and that we are moving backwards as a country. What is our stance? With the recent leaked opinion by Justice Alito, women's rights are endangered. Our stance is that the government should be protecting these rights for women. When women's rights over their bodies are endangered, women's equality is endangered. Government's role in abortion is to continue to protect it as a constitutional right and have little regulation on abortions. Abortion rights should not be given to the states because Republican states will outlaw abortions, taking away women's right in the states.
So what's our proposal for what the government should be doing? We think that the government should create either a law or a constitutional amendment that can really just protect women's rights. But more realistically would be a law, because it is much harder to pass an amendment. So what our law will do is protect women from states that are creating unnecessarily strict abortion laws that are stopping women from getting abortions, like the 6-week ban that bans abortions for 6 weeks after they're pregnant. Most women don't even know they're pregnant at that point.
Our law will make it so that you can have an abortion up until the 3rd trimester of the pregnancy, if for not other reasons such as medical problems and if it's life-threatening to the mother. As well, we will be providing pregnancy contraceptives through Medicare, like condoms and birth control.
The recent leak of the opinion of Justice Alito is the reason we are creating this law. We want a law that will protect women's right to abortion and protect the right to contraceptives.
There is so much debate today on whether or not abortion is morally right, constitutional, or follows the Bible. Basically, women have the right to an abortion for many reasons. First of all, the right to privacy. Even though many people say that the right to privacy is not directly stated in the Constitution, it is very much implied and is also a part of many other SCOTUS cases. By overturning Roe v. Wade, those other cases may be in trouble, as to right to privacy doesn't apply to any of these cases anymore if it doesn't apply to abortion. Some people bring religion into the argument, which it has no place being in it, as there's a separation between church and state. Whether abortion is morally right or wrong, that's completely up to you as an American with your own thoughts and freedoms. But other people's ideas of whether or not abortion is morally right or wrong shouldn't be pushed onto you. If the new law that we proposed comes into play, it will create a better and safer place for all women across America.